Hi, Henk Akmans here, Supply Network Dynamics Chapter 7, clip number 7, the second policy experiment. Let's see what happens if we add a little buffer here. What we have on the screen here are the results from stopping the postponement and the schedule slippage loops. How about having just a little bit more budget and a little bit more a longer project? Well, we can tease out the individual effects, and let's by all means do so. Let's say that we give the project a little bit more time buffer of 20 extra weeks. The cost won't make much difference other than that the project will continue just a little longer and will therefore be slightly more expensive. If you look at the output that we need, then you see that actually we are left with somewhat less tasks to be in. So in terms of quality, this is a better quality project. What happens if we actually give this project a little budget buffer, say 10% more budget, or let's say 20%, who cares? So actually more money to burn. Would that make all the difference? More money to burn means that you can continue your development work longer, and actually that has a positive effect here. Towards the later end, after 100 weeks, the drain on the resources becomes significant, but you see here that we now only have 219 tasks left, so that's actually a big improvement. What if we combine the two, both the budget and the timing? Are we then in time? So we now can spend more money and we can continue working on this longer. Would that improve things? Somewhat, somewhat significantly. So we can continue a bit longer, but not quite here. It's interesting to note that the decline here is less steep. Why? Well, we have more time, we estimate, to finish the work. So the required tasks to be completed per time period in week 3 in stage 3 are less, because there's a total task to be done divided by the total period available. So interestingly, this leads us to work less hard. This may be one reason why managers are often fine, or sometimes fine, with giving unrealistic time schedules, because that actually makes people work harder. Last experiment, what if on top of this we cut our loops, so that we say, you know what, we will give this project a little more time, a little more budget, and we won't postpone anything anymore in the short run. Where do we end up then? Well, we finish in time. So for the first time, this project is completed in time. It's completed almost after 142 weeks, which is pretty much what the original planning was. So could we have done it with the original planning? Let's see. So now we do no longer have we have the same time buffer that we had originally, but we have somewhat more time available. No, we can't really do this in 140 weeks. We need the 160. So what this tells us is that this project would benefit from slightly more buffer in terms of time and money. And if we combine that with not having the decision traps, a dysfunctional practice of schedule slippage and postponement to the next stage, we would actually be able to finish in time with just a marginal amount of extra budget. We could see that, where is my budget? Yes, my budget. So the blue line was the highest one. You see that, almost highest one. You see that it's higher, but it's only marginally higher than the other ones. In fact, it may be, if that's difficult to read, but it may be less than 10% or around 10% of the total budget. But we have a project that actually has a customer in the end. So that's worth something, isn't it?